One of the best things on YouTube to check out is Ami Horowitz's YouTube channel. He's also got a great film there about the inner workings of BLM. And he joins us now from the glittering city that is New York City, where the next mayor is actually going to try to tackle crime. You shake your head. Have I misidentified your location, sir?
Oh, I would love this to be a glittering city like it was. And unfortunately, unless you consider human feces and dog feces to be glittering, not so much anymore.
That's true. All right. Well, joining us now from a very safe place in the lower half of his home in the once great city of New York is Ami Horowitz. Now, Ami, so tell me a little bit about Eric Adams. Eric Adams is the bloke who is going to be the next mayor of New York because he's the Democratic pick to be mayor of New York. Now, I know he's very high on identity politics, but after a couple of years of BLMing and defund the police, he wants to tackle law and order.
Yeah, look, he's not the perfect mayor, but considering we're coming off of Mayor Bill de Bolshevik, he's worlds better, okay? He's obviously no Giuliani, but he understands at least reality. He accepts reality, which is a big step up from where we've been and where we could have gone if he didn't win. So, yeah, he understands that crime is out of control and crime is at the center of his agenda. And that's really, really important for people who live in New York, because ultimately, that's what we feel the most. And I think he's realistic about it. So from that perspective, I think it's great. He's an outsider. He's not a long-term politician. He ran a very successful business. He has reached out to the Jewish community in a lot of ways. It could have been a lot worse. So we're pretty happy with Eric Adams as our mayor and tackling the problems that we have in the city, at least for now.
Isn't this such a comment about how common sense people have been so metaphorically beaten down that he accepts reality is something, hallelujah. But sadly, that is where we are. And it's typified by that idiot in the White House right now where, unity, unity, unity. Donald Trump's torn this country together. Vote for me so we're back together. Stand there, do the big unity speech, and then pretends that states trying to introduce a form of identification you would need to pick up tickets to go to Yankee Stadium is apparently Jim Crow. So we're right back into the black water fountains and white-only restaurants. Rubbish.
I mean, if of all the crazy, dumb comments that Trump made, and he's made many, I don't think he said anything as offensive and as terrible as calling sensible voting laws Jim Crow. For those of you in Australia who don't know, I don't know why you would, Jim Crow were a set of laws in the South which didn't allow black people to sit with white people at a restaurant, to sit on a bus with white people, to drink from the same water fountain as white people. To call that evil time in America, to compare that to sensible voting laws is absolutely insane. And I want to be clear. So we're talking about Texas. Now, of course, Georgia was demonized. Florida was demonized for their common sense voting laws. And now it's Texas. What are the main issues in this Texas law that are Jim Crow, that are evil in his mind? They want to stop 24-hour voting, and they want to stop. They want to continue having voter ID laws, and they don't want drive-through voting. Okay, this is not me picking up a burger. Okay, this is our cherished institution. This is not me after a night of debauchery and drinking, going to a diner and having eggs over easy at 3 a.m. Okay. And voter ID, by the way, just so you know, the reason why I did a voter ID video, which was my most successful video, right? 45 million views. The reason why I did it was because I one time went in California to vote for president. And it was right after my dad died. And I went to vote. It's you don't need voter ID. You don't need ID to vote. And somebody had voted for my dad. They came in and they signed his name and they voted for him. I said, "What is this?" And the person looked at me and said, "I don't know. Somebody came in, gave me the name, signed, and voted." Okay. It is offensive to compare this to something so horrible that happened in our history. And I'm a black person. I'm the most offended.
Yeah. And it's also that thing where it's literally Boy Who Cried Wolf and this bloke screaming it from the rooftops. Ami, make sure people check it out on your YouTube channel. We'll talk to you again soon.